Hey, Tony.
How are you
Good
doing,
morning.
Casey and Max?
Well, I'm just hanging out with Max, being a grizzly bear chew toy, having fun, playing around. It's sunny, and he's rolling around in the snow, and he's fired up.
Well, I'll tell you, you're very lucky because a couple of days ago we had some snowstorms blow in, and wow, today is such a beautiful day. You're very, very lucky.
Yeah, it was miserable a couple days ago, but yeah, no, it doesn't get any better than this.
Well, let's talk a little bit about man versus bear. This is an incredible new uh, game show. Do you want to call it a game show? It's really a competition show, isn't it?
It's a competition show. Yeah, that's what I would call it.
Well, it doesn't look like there's much competition. I mean, these animals are huge. It really is like fighting a locomotive, isn't it?
Good analogy, actually. Yeah, at first glance, you're like, what? Is there any way any human's ever going to win in any of these competitions? In some level, no. But you'd be surprised how well some people do in this competition. Having a tug of war with a 1,400-pound grizzly bear. I mean, let alone a 200-pound grizzly bear that wants to wrestle with me right now. They are powerful, powerful beasts. And they demonstrate that in this show. But people are smart. They're resilient. They adjust.
That's very true. But also on the other side of the coin is that these are incredibly well-trained animals. They're very loved, and they grew up in show business, didn't they?
They did. At first glance, Discovery's Man versus Bears, you might go, what? This is crazy. But this show is designed around a bear's natural instinct, their natural behavior, and those individual bears love to compete. I mean, they were rescued when they were cubs. They've been around people all their lives. They love to be cheered on. They love to get motivated by the crowd. They're showmen at some level. And you see it every single day when they'd show up on set in that competition. They'd come out fired up. They were ready to compete. They were ready to show humans that the grizzly bear is more dominant.
Yeah, I think it's really important to know that this is their natural state, to be competitive. I mean, that's their instinct. They're hunters, but they're also really playful animals, aren't they?
They're super playful. They're super intelligent. They're emotional. Yeah, I mean, they are designed, and that's what these competitions are designed around, to be hunters, to be these wild animals that are physical, dominant species out there in the wild. But they also are smart, and they're also individuals. They have their personalities, and they do different things. You see Bart and Honeybump and Tank. There's three individuals that compete in this show, and they're all very different. They're just like people on that level. Like, they have bad days, they have good days. Some are more energetic than the others. Some are, Tank's a kind of a chilled out, kind of a surfer dude personality. He just likes to chill out and eat, but he's really good at it. So I think you'll see a depth and a dynamic within the grizzly bears within this competition that will be surprising. A bear is not just a bear. They're all very different, and that's the same out there in the wild.
Do the competitors have a chance to get to meet the bears before they go into competition with them? I mean, it would seem to me that
No, it's the best part. That's the best. That was the best part. One of my favorite things to watch is when the competitors would step out and they're like ready to go out, the king of the mountain, first competition. They'd get out there and they didn't know what to expect. They knew it was going to be a bear. And this 1,400-pound grizzly bear, Bart, as big as they get, would come out of this trailer all fired up, ready to go, and they would just go, what have I got myself into? I mean, there were some egos. They were ready. They were hype. They were trash talking. And as soon as a bear comes out that's that big, that presence, zip the lips, and they were just awestruck. And I love to watch that over and over again, actually.
yeah, it really is amazing to me that when Bart stands up, I mean, he keeps standing up. I mean, he is a tower. He's a huge bear.
He's almost 10 feet tall. I mean, he'd bump his head on the bottom of a basketball hoop. That's big.
Well, again, Man versus Bear, which is on the Discovery Channel, teaches us one thing, that if you ever come across a bear, if you're camping or something, try to avoid it as much as possible, because you aren't going to escape easily if you ever tick off a bear.
No, I think what Discovery's done with this show is exactly. It's all about respect. We are not putting these bears in a bad light at all. We're not making them monsters. We're actually showcasing the other side of that. But it does take respect in order to coexist with them. If you try to resist, if you try to tug, if you try to push against a grizzly bear, figuratively, what we're doing out there right now in the wild, it's not going to be good. And I think that every one of the competitors left with this new reverence. And I hope that as the audience follows this series and falls in love with the bears, I hope they all walk away with a new respect for grizzly bears.
Well, it's a pleasure to talk with both of you. Congratulations on the show, Man vs. Bear. We're all going to be watching. Check it out on Discovery. And thanks again, and enjoy your day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.